optimizing his character continuously for the whole time. PPMD, clear optimizing. Leffen, optimizing. And I know that Mango's trading with Leffen. I call that matchup experience at that high level. Leffen's, strangely enough for how good Leffen is, he's still on the come up, dude. If he gets a little more match experience, I think he's going to like hold the throne here in 2 years. And there's going to be no one around him. Maybe
it's
Armada.
Hard to say, dude.
Yeah.
Because I think that Leffen definitely still on the come up. I also think that nobody's figured him out yet.
No one's figured him out yet, but he's still developing. And the way he approaches the game, watching him on his stream and him talk about how to approach the game, it's a very open mindset that has a lot of, like, I guess, encouragement for growth and all that. And how he reviews the game and watches video. It's interesting to me. It really is. I think that Mango needs to get some YOLO swag and maybe put it in the closet for later and get back down to good old, like, melee fundamentals. I'm just saying. Watching him versus West Balls.
You see the wristband right now?
What?
You see the wristband?
Nice. Did you watch, it was Leffen's analysis of Mango versus West Balls?
No.
In the set, Mango, did you see the Mango versus West Balls?
I am proud to say that I have never watched a Leffen video in my life.
Good. I mean, that's cool. I don't think of it that way. I'm objective. I'm objective.
No, that is fair enough. You know what it is?
Okay, did you see that match though? Then
the
West
Mayhem?
Balls versus Mango at Mayhem.
Yeah, I saw it.
Mango, I'd say almost. I'm gonna say 80%. I'm gonna put 80% as the stat. Double laser from ledge.
Oh yeah.
Over and over and over again, and it got punished like 3/4 of the time.
Oh yeah,
but he
that's
continued to do it, and this is just, I don't know, fundamentals, man.
I think that one of the funniest things about watching Mango play is seeing the bad habits that sometimes he still gets away with as a top 5 play, as a top 6 player.
You mentioned that people making mistakes, but being skilled enough to work through them. I think other people though at his level, they'll just punish it.
Oh yeah, no. At this point, like now, they will punish it.
They will punish it more.
He needs to
often
work
than not.
on that.
Yeah,
now.
most definitely.
But until now, he was getting away with that for years, dude.
I don't see him beating Armada anytime soon. What? PP will never let Leffen be the best player. I think Armada will never let Leffen be the best player. And I know that Leffen has beat Armada, but I feel as though that is Armada's like goal in life.
Mango beat Armada at What the Fox.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hot dang.
Mango can beat anybody.
He can beat anybody. I feel like it's inconsistent.
Oh. M2K? I think M2K is still a good player.
This is what I think is the issue. When he was younger, he could do... It's kind of like when we were younger, you know. I don't know how old you are, but...
I'm only 19.
You're only 19. Okay, when I was younger, I could multitask. I could be good at multiple things. Now I have to put a lot of focus into melee to be good at melee. I'm old. I'm losing that plasticity. I'll admit it. I'm not super old. But I mean, this game has a shelf life for people. People can't play this game until they're 40 and participate at the high level. It's not the hands. It's the fact that he's dipping in too many pots. He enters PM, he enters Smash 4, and he enters Melee everywhere.
I think that the only way you can play more than one Smash game in the modern day and be good at both is if it's Melee and PM. Because
Melee
I think
PM,
that
yeah.
they're similar enough.
PM be forgivable then. PM is forgivable, but you can't to do Smash 4 and Melee at the highest level. It's just not even a
You're going from roll is safe to roll will kill you.
Yeah, it's a different world. And he was good. This is the thing. When he was younger, he was the best at Brawl and Melee at one point. Yeah. He was top of both. It's just he's not young anymore. And if he's having hand problems, cut that controller time in half. Play just Melee or play just 4.
Well,
he's still got it. He's still got the things. He understands the things. He gets down on himself. And that's a thing. But he's been getting down on himself for years and still performing. I think he's just splitting his attention too hard.
I think that people like.
Oh,
you know what I think?
This is grand finals, and we're like, nah.
This is grand finals. Well, Faceroll's playing Zelda.
Okay. People, we got double the people that we had last time we asked. Would you like us to commentate the match to our best of our abilities, or would you like us to talk about Melee? Is that what they do? Oh, I'm gonna wait for a response. That's like what, 10 seconds? Something like that. We're gonna. Yeah. So we would be BSing about what? 17 people.
Hey, shoutouts to you guys.
Shout out to you guys. Tell us what you want to hear.
Shoutouts to Thor.
We've been talking like Melee shop, so if
I'm not memeing, dude.
We're not memeing, nah.
Actually, I'm gonna call out the memes right now. I'm calling out the memes. This is something that I actually wanted to say before, particularly when M2K came out.
Yeah.
I think that people bandwagon so, using my curse, so fucking hard when it comes to how a top player is performing or feeling.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
You know, like there will be a Reddit post about M2K saying, you know, I don't feel that great.
Okay, thank you. We're just gonna keep talking about Melee as a whole.
You know, Reddit post, M2K, I'm not feeling great. And then all of a sudden, everybody's saying, oh, M2K sucks right now, dude. He's not in it. He's gonna lose everything.
What was hard for me is like on his individual case. What?
Dude,
Good.
you too.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Your ability to type onto keyboards and press enter is appreciated and also quite dank.
Shout out to
as you
Thor.
could
Tell
say.
me what Thor says. Every time Thor types in the chat, tell me what he's
Okay,
just read it to
so
me.
what I was saying was a lot of excuses and a lot of BS. It seems to be coming out of M2K specifically, and I even when he was here, the first thing he posted when he left, and I love M2K. I talked to him. I didn't hang out with him. I talked to him when he was up here just for a second, and first thing he said when he left this venue was, "No one respects me anymore," and it's like it's rough. Because that's the same kind of like attitude I don't want to respect. Like,
Hey, Thor told me, bud.
he definitely. He's on his stuff, dude. He's got good reads, if you know what I mean.
My God.
Nice.
His reading comprehension definitely above like a middle school level, dude.
I like taking historic stats and total stats and trying to assume who is best and who is worst. If that's how you do it, I like it. Like for instance, Armada has dropped like no games to non-top 6 in like a year. So that probably longer actually. I think when he returned, he dropped a few in his first 6-7 months, and then once he returned from his first retirement, and then he is by far the most seeded in his spot as a top 6 player. Some of the other players, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it right now. Not even top 6. I think Armada is the most definitive top 3.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that if you ever put an Armada below top 3 in the last year, you're insane.
Leffen asked Mango a question at What the Fox. He asked him, would you rather play me or Plup at EVO? And Mango said, I would rather play you. I hate getting tech chased. And I think it's kind of indicative of being a god that you would be afraid of, like, I'm afraid of no mortal. But I don't think Armada would say that. I don't think Armada would be like, I'd much rather play Plup because I won't lose to him.
I know he's gonna make the same mistake, and I'm gonna punish it every freaking time.
And then there's nothing wrong to Plup. That's a shout out to Armada.
Yeah.
Like, his consistency against people who aren't playing at literally that god tier is so good.
Whereas you look at Mango, what are the 2 things Mango hates the most?
Axe played at Mayhem, but he didn't break out his Fox. I think Axe's Falco, actually, would probably be better than his Fox. You saw his Falco? If Armada played Fox?
I don't agree.
Okay, that's a lot of if, though.
Axe still makes mistakes.
Well, like,
Axe still makes mistakes.
I don't like that if because we're talking about who's better, right? Armada playing Peach is a choice that he'd make as the same way you'd choose to do a fair or a dare. It is a tactical choice, and it makes him a better player knowing when to break out each character.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe you know that. I see Axe lose to a lot of Foxes. You see Axe. Everyone thinks of that Silent Wolf set.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to Silent Wolf, but that's not all of Axe's games versus Fox. It just isn't. You'll see Mango versus Axe, and Mango will win, and you'll see. I think even M2K versus Fox, versus Axe, M2K wins most of those.
I've only seen M2K's Sheik against him.
Those guys, yeah, she plays Sheik a lot more, but I think if you look up historic stuff, definitely played a lot of Fox. I think M2K is trying to make Sheik his strict name.
I think that's good
with Marth as the secondary and Fox as a tertiary.
I think that is a smart idea.
I think it is too, and I think Marth as a pocket character makes more sense than Marth as a main character. Look at Pew Pew, who I think is one of the best players in the world in a lot of ways. Almost feels as if he is limited by his Marth. And this comes from a Marth player. I'm a Marth player. I love Marth. I won't drop Marth. But I feel as though Marth has to be put away at some point. And you have to go to another character.
Well, I think you need a secondary.
I think you need a secondary.
I think you can be a Marth main and just bring out, you know, Fox or something for a couple matchups, 1 or 2.
Yeah, definitely. I think you couldn't live on Marth alone in the top 10. Leffen is the best at Fox.
All I'm saying is Mango beat Leffen.
Mango beat Leffen.
Shouts out.
You know what? They go back and forth, though. Those guys go back and forth. Arguably,
I think SFAT is a god, dude.
I do too. I also like one of my favorite SFAT moments, even though he lost, was when he stood up versus HBox. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
HBox is doing his standing in game, what, 3 or 5? I think it was a game 5. And SFAT is up by a stock, and he gets rocked. So he says, okay, I must stand up. And it was the coolest moment. If he won, I think that would definitively be one of the most like meta moments in Melee.
I think SFAT is amazing. I would say that Leffen is the best at Foxy though.
It's not a far cry. I think it is between of course the top 3 Fox players at this point.
I don't even think Mango is in that list. I think it's between Armada and Leffen.
You think it was between Armada and Leffen? I was gonna actually put Mango
I think
on
that
list.
What Mango is good at is a volatile matchup where he can hit you hard.
He can hit you hard.
He's going to go crazy. He's going to get one thing, and he's going to kill you for it.
I think where a lot of people make mistakes so they can utilize those mistakes, what I think Mango does is literally the opposite. He will do janky things to make you
do something
start
janky.
To punish him as if you weren't. It's strange. You start punishing him as if he is not Mango. As if he's not a good player.
He does the bad player thing until you start looking for it, and then he's doing the good player thing immediately.
It's a strange and very unique playstyle, most definitely. What else does chat want? They're lazy.
There is one thing I wanted to say. I can't remember.
Probably, I can agree with that. I will buy that for $1. I wish Mango worked on his Marth more. I'll be honest.
Dude,
it would probably be. I'd be honest, not even because his Marth is sick, because his Marth is different. And to see a different kind of Marth be effective at that high level is something that I want to just study and learn from.
Dude, I think that his Falca is actually.
What was the tournament he ran strictly Marth? It wasn't a big national. It was like a pseudo national. It was a regional more or less, but it had brought good players somehow.
Was it at Mayhem?
What? Was it Mayhem? Yeah. It was one of the early Mayhems, though. It wasn't the Mayhem where Westballs won. It was an earlier one. Because I think that's a month.
And he lost to Fiction.
He lost to Fiction. No, this one he went through winner's bracket. I have it recorded. I had recorded. I think it's all on YouTube now, but I recorded it there and then when I saw Mango's playing Marth versus who? And I think it was Verlucky, and I'm like, record. Lucky is inconsistent. You can't say Lucky is the best or worst of anything because he's too inconsistent. You can't grab enough stats on the damn guy. He's kind of has the Westball syndrome, but like 1 tier worse. He has beaten Westballs, and that's cool and all, but
I think that at his prime, Lucky's better than Westballs, but he is even more inconsistent.
There you go. That's probably more likely.
Because bottom is lower and his top is higher.
You'll see Westballs get top 8 more often, so he's more notable. You could pull more stats on Westballs from memory because you remember when Westballs made it to top 8. It's actually hard to think about all the times where Lucky made it to top 8.
Big House 4. That's the
exactly. That's it. Wobbles. Yeah, when he doesn't sandbag, you're right. I kind of like that.
I haven't seen him play seriously at a major.
It's the weird thing because
since Evo,
he actually said, "I don't necessarily want to do the optimal thing anymore." He doesn't want to physically wobble, right? When he plays Ice Climbers, he wants to just do the stylish,
that's cool,
fun things. I think Wobbles is like a love of the game guy, right?
At this point, he is.
He is. He's a love of the game guy, and he's probably like one of my favorite commentators to talk about technical Melee, because you want to talk about like Scar and like Soap. That's a pretty good combo, but they do like pop-off Melee.
I love
They do talk technical every now and again, but they're pop-off Melee, right?
Yeah,
you talk about Hugs and, not Hugs, Husband and Wife. They're like Insight Melee. Like they talk about like what would have been safe 5 years ago, what isn't safe now, and how this game evolves. That's what you get from that, and I like that commentary too. But when it comes to technical, you got like I'm trying to think Tafikins, but he's so mellow, so just droll.
You got Wobbles, you got Lovage.
Lovage, Wobbles, Webs.
Webs.
I like Webs' commentary. Very good.
Webs. I doubt he's watching, but
he was here at one point.
He was he?
He was here.
Oh, he was here. Yeah.
He was here.
I commentated some melee.
With him. Yeah, I like his technical talk about melee. It's very insightful, actually, into him as a player as well, and what he's experienced as a player. What? He got a great combo at Evo.
Yeah.
He got a great combo at Evo. He got the
Tell me when Hava.
He got the gold like medal of combos at Evo, and that's versus the Moon, right? Am I wrong? Yeah.
I thought it was PPU.
It was versus PPU. You're right, versus PPU,
yeah.
And good on him. And he did well. He upset a lot of people.
You can ask me about Javi when Javi wins something notable.
I think I put Javi and Eddie Mexico like in that same tier where I know these players are hella good. I know these players get top 8, but I just can't remember when they played
They're
last.
not getting top 8 at anything big.
Oh, they're getting regular nationals.
Yeah,
Standard nationals, not pseudo not the big nationals like Evo, but they're getting top 8.
Not even regular nationals, regionals.
Regionals.
They'll top 8 at regional. That's cool. I'm glad for them. They're not winning regionals.
They're notable players. If we want to start talking about like random players, like we got to think about other areas, like people who don't get out much, like Ragnarok from Florida. Freaking great. When do you see him? Never. He's good. There's a lot of good players in the world. But look up Ragnarok, everyone, right now. He's fantastic. QPU. That's what we were talking about. The Marth only thing almost seems to have a limit. Like there's a glass ceiling.
Well, okay. So something that I think it's impossible at this point in Melee to say top 10 anymore. Because I think we are down to a top 15.
Of the players?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that, there's still the 6. They're definitely on their own tier. They're a little above everybody else. But I think that tier is like, it's like going from Fox to Falcon.
Yeah.
It's a little step down, technically speaking, but you're still picking a top tier.
Yeah.
After that,
the anomaly.
You've got West Balls. You've got Ass. You've got Pew Pew U. You've got SFAT.
The anomaly in that entire bunch
all
is
these people.
H-Box is the anomaly in that bunch. Because we talk about characters and character usage, not the only anomaly is H-Box. And he's a physical anomaly, that one.
Yeah. MacD.
MacD.
I put MacD in the top 20 for sure.
I don't know why people hate on MacD. I like watching MacD. MacD runs. Okay,
Yeah,
Sandstorm. I think was the sponsor issue. I think.
No, dude, he unplugged the TV. Didn't you see M2K post about it, dude?
Oh, okay,
Oh
okay.
my
That was one way or another.
dumb.
MacD as a TO is something I've never been to a MacD tournament. I'm not gonna try to pretend like we're busy. I'll get there.
I don't think Fly is top 20 right now.
I don't think MacD is top 20 right now. I think MacD is hella good though. I think he's hella good, but I just feel like there's too many inconsistencies and too many drop matches to strange. I will say strange players. I'm gonna say strange players.
I want to ask you about those inconsistencies. What are they to you?
What are the inconsistencies to me?
Yeah,
because
I see MacD as placing
we talked about
top 16 or higher at everything he goes to.
We talked about the card stats. We said what charisma is the jank.
Yeah.
I feel as if one would be consistency when down.
Okay.
Like the ability to recognize that you are down and make wise decisions to continue to come back. I cannot, for the life of me, remember times where MacD was down in a set, maybe one stock, that's a gimme, but like down by 2 stocks and still won. Okay. I feel as if that is so inconsistent that he loses matches to people who would be considered inferior players to him. I feel like it's a mental thing. I like watching his Peach. I think it's really creative. I think it's different than Armada, which has its own allure.
Yeah.
But that is my 2 cents. And yes, he does make a lot of high placements, but there's a lot of people who make high placements nowadays. That's my 2 cents. If it's wrong, then it's wrong. I think that's
the fact that all these different people are making high placements is why I think that you have to say top 15 or
20,
top 20.
or even 25, hell.
Because, say you've got Evo. Alright, those 6 are still going to be the top 6. But you don't know who's going to make the other 2 spots in top 8.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to get 9th.
Sure. Yeah, it's true. I could agree with that.
You really don't even know who's going to get 13th.
Bracket reset. Thankfully, we get to talk more Melee to y'all. Yeah.
I'm so hungry,
to Captain Faceroll and ORLY, when you come back to critique yourself, I'm glad we could help so much. Hacks. I'm going to get Fly Amanita first, because Fly Amanita was an interesting guy. If you listen to his whole story about like how he played Melee early, he was all over. And then one day, I think he started finding success with like Marth, maybe. But wasn't good enough for him. He was getting really... He was like the kind of guy who gets stressed that he's not good at Melee, right? So he switched to Ice Climbers and started like perfecting it. I think he's like a pioneer of how Ice Climbers need to play. I think him and Wobbles, if there was to be like one of those like church-like pictures above an altar, it'd be like for the church of the Ice Climbers, it would be Fly Amanita and Wobbles sitting there holding a metal implement.
For perfection, right?
For perfection. Wobbles, for...
If you're going to say effectiveness,
Wobbles,
you got to put Chew that just because of the time he came around.
I think Chew that is like the Isaiah of Falcon.
Okay.
He built the book, and you know what? He played hella good. He played better than Fly in this last Evo.
Yeah.
So we'll see as consistency goes on. I'm not gonna bandwagon. I want to see if he can keep it up. If he keeps it up, I'm gonna be like, this boy is back. And
I still think that was an anomaly from Chew.
I think it's an anomaly.
I also, however, think that Chew has an anomaly factor in him.
Like, yeah, I could agree with that.
Chew is the guy with the luck factor.
With the luck factor.
And it is straight up not even luck. Chew is the guy with the clutch factor.
Yeah. In the world where everyone has one bullet, the lucky man wins. And that's
in the world where everyone has one bullet, Chew finds another one on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think maybe Chew was the pioneer. I think Wobbles was the innovator, and I think Fly is down there with a wrench tuning the car.
Yeah.
I think also Fly and basically not Wobbles, because I think Fly and Chew have some of the sickest like Sopo play. Chew intentionally enters tournaments as just Sopo. He kills Nana every time he spawns. That's cool, and I think Fly, through really good patience and really good reads, can play really good Sopo. Nintendo. Oh, we got another one first. We got Hacks first. Haximus Maximus. Haximus Maximus is in the oven right now.
Hax is probably my favorite Melee player.
He's my favorite Melee player too. His montage is my favorite montage on...
Which one, dude? Fox one or Falcon one?
Pressure? It might be Pressure, I think is what it's called.
Is that the one where he shines like 16 times?
It's got his Falcon and his Fox in it. So it's a really nice one. The music's great. It's appropriate for him. I think he's in the oven right now. Like, and it's about his Fox is about to rise. Like, it's coming. I want to see him at more tournaments. And that's
actually, I really do hope that he feels better.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's gonna take him a while to cultivate this. Like, I think Falcon to Fox is a big one to switch to. Definitely.
I think that Hax is an interesting person in Melee because even more than a Leffen or a PP or an Armada, you know, they're in the lab, they're fine tuning, you know, they're making sure their things are perfect.
Yeah, and I think
that Hax more than anybody will aim to do the impossible.
I also think there's no other player that has adaptation like Hax. What? You want $20? Sick, bro. As soon as Grands is over, I'm gonna come play with you. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll commentate that money match then. We'll actually commentate it. But
against who?
Noon. I think. Yeah.
Oh, I played him, dude.
Yeah. So
I played him.
What I was saying about Hex is, you remember there was a Hex versus.
That was the game. Yeah.
All right, we're on the hold right now. People are bugging our commentators. It's not my fault. Sorry, chat. I love you, chat. There's people yelling around here. Oh no. I can't stop them. Listen to that. Listen to LSD. He's so loud.
didn't jump, he would have been in the middle of the 2 seconds.
I would have had fart and it would have let me get back, but I got hit out of it with the upbeat hitbox.
Use your jump to stabilize.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, if you didn't do that, he wouldn't have that close.
So what I was saying about hacks, you remember hacks versus jigs? You see that one?
Hacks versus jigs.
Hacks versus jigs. It's a rather I say jigs, but there's only one jigs, right? Hungry Box. He didn't win the set. I think as Falcons go, he's the closest to ever, like, in H-Box's prime, which is actually a large period, believe it or not. Even if he's not the best, he had a prime, and it's like now all the way back to like 2013. Like,
Long time.
Long time, dude. He's definitely.
I feel like he's the guy. You know, he's not gonna win the small stuff. He's not gonna win, but he's always up there. He's
always up there. And when he wins, you know, people hated it, I guess, because they want the exciting and visceral. I don't know why anyone likes wobbles then, you know, because wobbles used to be the wobble master, as the name implies.
Well, people didn't like wobbles.
People didn't like wobbles. I like H-Box. I really do. I think people don't like him because Mango doesn't like him. One way or another, it was
That's
Hex,
definitely true.
Hex versus Hungry Box, and Hungry Box rested a knee, which you can do as jigs. You can rest a incoming knee. Pretty neat. Just the hitbox is slightly bigger, right? And what you can do is Falcon then is rest the hitbox just outside of Jigglypuff and float it in to get the powerful knee. And he adapted mid-game and started spacing his knees so precise that Hungry Box whiff rest. Well, the whiff rest is immediately followed by a dirty knee. But it was impressive to watch that level of adaptation so quickly in the match. After failing at it twice, he just said, I gotta change this. And then he did. I like that. I don't know. I think he has a strong adaptation, and it's really awesome. And if he would have stuck Falcon, I think he would have been in the top 6 right now.
I think that's hard to say, dude.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna stutter.
Better.
Zero. I think his Fox is better, but we don't know where his Falcon would have been if he stuck it.
That's true.
Fact of matter. Because he was the first 20xxer. He didn't have a name for it. He just said, "I'm gonna play really good." And he did.
He just said, "If I play perfect, then this character is better than mine."
He has tech named after him, which in Melee means at some point you were pretty much the best at your character.
Yeah.
With the exception of Scar. No offense, Scar.
What the heck?
He didn't, because Hax was around when Scar was around. They can't both be the best.
But Hax was better than
Scar.
Scar was better than Hax at the time. For about a year.
Do you think?
For about a year,
Really?
I do think.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go look about this. I'm gonna have to go figure this out. I'm gonna have to
Genesis.
mate. He talks about that like
Genesis.
like Vietnam, like when the dude doesn't get in line at Walmart first, and he's like, "I went through Nam for this." Like that's how Scott talks about Genesis. Yes.
No.
It is?
Yes.
Yours?
Fuck. No, you weren't taking my headphones.
No, I was looking for who they were. I was just thinking
Oh, they're mine. Yeah, they were behind the TVs. I left them there. I would have gimped him.
I should doubles you?
Yeah, we're double parts.
My doubles partner is Faceroll.
Yeah, we're here for.
Actually, though, like, him
what's
and
the
I
chat
are
want?
really close
I
friends.
know this is the
like-
typing thing.
we're good. We're definitely
What's up? What do you want, chat? We're gonna actually wait it out. What? They want to talk about Bobby Scardatio?
I fucking love Scar.
I love Scar. Scar and Homemade Waffles, like, both saved Melee at their own respected times, right? And because, like,
Well, you know, Scar was mostly, he was saving East Coast Melee while Homemade Waffles saved West Coast Melee.
Homemade Waffles saved everyone with ROM. He saved the
Was
day.
that Homemade Waffles?
That was Homemade Waffles.
I didn't know that.
And Scardagio saved Melee with Melee It On Me and becoming, basically slowly scooting into being Twitch partnered.
Right.
And becoming this serious fighting game.
Yeah.
That's a lot on Scar and his wife. Very, very, very hard work they put in.
Shoutouts to Scar.
Shoutouts to Scar.
Shoutouts to
Shoutouts
HMW.
to Homemade Waffles too. HMW.
I think
Nintendude. Nintendude is another person who gets hated on because he's like old Wobbles, right? He does the thing optimal. And you can only hate him about it. I think why people hate to watch it. People hate to watch it like they hate to watch Smash 4. And I get that. So when you hate on Nintendo, you say, I am bored watching this match, not I hate Nintendo. Because that's what you actually mean. He's a good player. He's a hella consistent player. He's not one of the top, like, in the world. But he's had some good placements.
I think Nintendo is super consistent of I will beat this player and I will not beat this player.
And he seems like a really nice guy. I'll be honest. I don't want to hate him. He just seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, honestly, I don't...
You gotta appreciate...
We talked about this earlier with what characters I hate.
Right.
I don't hate watching Ice Climbers. I don't hate watching wobbling. I think that wobbling in itself, it's hard to set up a grab like that sometimes.
It's hard to set up a grab. It's the same as Sheik. Sheik's easy against bad players.
Yeah.
Or low-level players. Wobbling is easy against people who let you grab them a lot.
Yeah.
As you start to get higher and higher, it becomes a more interesting chess match when you only see one wobble in a match from Nintendo because the person he's playing against is giving him a serious run for his money.
I think that more than anybody in the game, Ice Climbers is about your mind power.
I think more than anybody in the game, Ice Climbers requires the most technical awareness. Not technical skill, technical awareness.
That makes sense.
Because
you know what? That's more what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Technical awareness is a better term.
I think some of the things that people can do with Fox and Falco, very hard, frame perfect, this and that. But to be able to drop your Nana on the bottom, they do some of the wobble stuff, like drop your Nana on the bottom of Yoshi's, jump up to the platform of Yoshi's, and then forward smash with both climbers to cover two options. That's amazing tech awareness.
Yeah. That's not necessarily the most difficult thing to do. It is
very difficult
to set up in a match.
It's difficult to make it hit. You've done it, but when? Was it important? Was it useful?
Yeah. Did you do something with it? Or did you do it?
Yeah. That's how I consider that. I think that's how you should respect why you should respect Ice Climbers players, especially ones who have the desync really down.
Why is Faceroll still...
They're fun to watch. The reason a lot of people don't enjoy classical music, I think, nowadays, is because they don't understand the intricacy. If you don't understand the intricacy of what it took to make Ice Climbers play the way they do, you won't enjoy it. You'll just be like, well, this is straight up boring. That's why people don't like baseball. Some people love baseball. But that's why if you ever feel like baseball's a boring sport, you don't understand the intricacies of it. Maybe you do understand it. If you still understand it and you hate Ice Climbers, you are officially an Ice Climbers hater. You can then put yourself on that
You're allowed to do that.
You're allowed to do that.
Nobody's gonna stop you.
No one's gonna stop you. I ain't gonna tell you no.
Ice Climbers fans are probably gonna be like, "What the heck, man?"
Yeah.
But you know what? You can do whatever you want.
What's next? What's next, chat? Drugged Fox? Drugged Fox is another one of those, like,
he's good.
I need more stats, need more pylons, like Plup. Doing great right now. I want to see more of him versus the top 6.
Dude, the thing I think about Plup...
Or like not chillin', dude. Chudat. I want to see more Chudat against top players today to know if Chudat is back. I think that's Drunk Fox to me.
I want to see more Chew.
I want to see more.
I think that Plup is established. I really do.
I
think that Plup has showcased against every top 6 that he plays.
Smash and Splash. Plup got beat by Mewtwo King.
That's true.
Pretty handedly.
No, I'm not saying that he's gonna beat them.
Before I say put a stone in and say that Plup belongs here. I want to see him with the rest of the 4 gods. Well, 4 top 6. I want to see the rest of that. We've seen him versus Leffen. We've seen him versus Mango twice in recent days. I've seen him versus Armada at Smash and Splash, which was not long ago, but he lost pretty handedly. I want to see him versus Armada. This is what I need to see to know where he really belongs.
I think
to Plup.
I think that Plup has showcased the Plup thing to me, which is I will get a grab and I will kill you because my tech chases are perfect.
Yep.
And to me, that is enough to put him in that top 15, top 20 spot.
And I think he is probably one of the best people who is not part of the top 6, who practices really strong and effective microspacing.
Yeah.
By that I mean you could what is the minimum amount of distance I can give you and be safe at any given second. And after playing him, I didn't understand what that word meant until I physically played the guy. And now that I understood, this is microspacing. You're in the air, so you aren't going to shield. I'm going to forward smash at you. That seems appropriate right now. And you could see it like grazing off like right under his knee. And he's like, yeah, I'm here for a reason. And then he'll punish you. It's nuts. how good his spacing and movement is.
Yeah. Drug Fox, I think is, I think
More stats required.
good player, but yeah.
We have more stats required. The Moon. The Moon, I love the Moon. I think the Moon is a different Marth. So you want to talk about the Moon in one of two ways, and the way that I'd prefer to talk about the Moon is how he is approaching Marth, because it is different from Pew Pew Pew, and it is different from PPMD, and it's even different from M2K. The Moon is his own Marth with his own unique tech chases, and it gives you ideas how to use hitboxes that I do not normally think about. Also, I guess ways to tech chase that I do not normally think about. Are they the most successful? Not all the time. Is he the best at it? Definitely not. But it's so different from every other Marth that I appreciate him as a player existing. That's my opinion. That was the best I got. That's my
I don't
essay.
have anything to say about the Moon.
That is my essay.
I don't know
put it in.
anything about the Moon. I know he's Marth. I know
Silent Wolf. Silent Wolf is unfortunately like a victim. He's a victim of having been in the wrong place at the wrong time during a Salty Suite. He is a fantastic player, and even after the Salty Suite, X grabbed the mic and didn't say, "I destroyed Silent Wolf." He said, "This dude is really a good player. I'm sorry." It's nuts because he is a really good player. Maybe a tad inconsistent. That's all you can say from his X set where you got forced on Fountain. I think he's just a really good player. I put Silent Wolf, I think if Cactuar can make up his mind what he wants to play, I think Cactuar's better than Silent Wolf. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it. I said words. Someone judge me. Because that is a bold statement, I think.
That is a bold statement.
But I think Cactuar's like the dude on the mountain with a long mustache who brushes to the side and says, "Ha ha ha! I know more about Melee than you." But at its core, I think Cactuar is a fantastic player who just needs to get out more.
I talked to Faceroll about